Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Australian Esports League High School Competition. We're here for week 3, I believe the last week of league play, and I'm joined by Mendrix. How are we doing today?
Excellent, my friends. I've played a little bit with my cat, but you know what? Sometimes Rocket League is just a much more stronger allure, so here I am. How you going, Fernando?
Oh, great to be here, honestly. It's a bit weird to be on this side of things. Last time I was on an AEL stream, I was actually a player in the finals. Oh, I feel a bit old saying this, but 2 years ago? 1 or 2 years ago? Honestly, I've lost track of the time since I've left high school.
How old are you?
I'm only 19. I'm turning 20 though.
Mate,
but...
you are not old. Believe me,
oh,
you are not old.
Mate, I don't know
you
what
have
I'm
your
doing.
whole life ahead of you, okay?
Mate, trying to balance uni and stuff. I don't know what I'm doing.
True. Exactly, it's fine. You don't need to know what you're doing. As long as you just, you're on a path, that's all that needs to be the case. That's honestly what's going to be for most of the students out here as well that's playing. They're on a path at this moment, might have a different path. Maybe it's not Rocket League, maybe it's something else, but that's fine. Everyone, the best paths are a little bit off the beaten track, let me just say that.
Yeah, trust me, we're trying to make this whole esports thing work out, as well as these grassroots players really coming up through the high school league. They're honing their skills. Next thing you know, they're going to be the top level of the RLCS, traveling overseas. You never know, but it's great to see what AEL is doing here. They're really giving that grassroots to the students in high school.
Absolutely in that one there. Might actually let the players know that, probably they can actually join into the lobby now as well, just to give them a little bit of a heads up. And I reckon probably is a good time for us to also shout out the sponsors as well while we're waiting for the players to get themselves sorted out and get into play. Acer Australia, the presenting partner of the High School Summer Series, provide PC technology solutions for all schooling needs in the classroom and at home. Predator Gaming, the gaming PC partner who provide high-end gaming-focused PC solutions in both laptop and desktop formats powered by Intel. AOC Monitors, the gaming monitor partner who provide the best in-class monitor solutions for gaming and all other needs. And of course, Game on Cancer, the charity of choice for AEL who fund much needed cancer research projects, with the AEL donating a portion of all student participation fees to this life-saving cause. If you'd like to donate as well, please head to the AEL's Titify campaign page.
Great to see the sponsors coming and supporting this grassroots competition, and really ensuring that we have this tournament that these students can enjoy and they can play and balance their school life, having a bit of fun really. But as you can see, the tournament format right now, we are currently in at week 3, the round of robin stage. We're moving into playoffs next week. But that being said, we will be jumping in very, very shortly, and I think we're going to be jumping in right now.
Yeah, looking like everyone seems to be ready to jump into it at this point now as well. So yeah, jumping straight into that action. As we can see, is going to be our two teams here at this moment in time now. It should be SPC up against Aces. Aces in blue. Pope Francis did have some pretty decent play last time around here. So do you know any of these players? Any of these names actually catch your eye?
I can't say I recognize too many of the names. Not sure. Some of them might be ranked grinders as well, but then again, I just also haven't been playing, trying to balance that life as these students are. But there could be a few breakaway players here, and a great finish from Doubtful Boa there. Just, won't say stealing the shot, but it was on target. You never know. You can never be too sure. You just got to confirm those sometimes. It was that blue player, Shadow Flare, lurking up. But it's a very quick start for SPCC, and great start overall. The best way to start off in this best of 3. You got to be careful. Best of 3s. You don't have enough time to warm up. You have to come in warm. And they've come in red hot. Shadow getting the second and doubling the lead.
Yeah, just a nice little play here. I love the little hit off the side. They're not really the backboard, I guess you can kind of call it, but a nice little skim on the side there. Make sure it is directed away from the defenders. And that does mean it's going to be a 2-0 lead, and very quick off the back there as well. I think Pope Francis said that he might not be playing at his best. Sometimes the ping does affect a few things from time to time, but maybe he might be able to come back. That's a nice shot from Pope Francis. Maybe he was lying about the ping, just letting them know that he has a little bit of a, what's the word, like luring them to a false sense of security. But of course they were ready and waiting, were able to defend, and now we're looking at Doubtful trying to get some control back.
Yeah, going to see RZA plays, trying to use that corner almost as a 4th player, using that wall to set up the passes, because, that extra player can almost come in handy. You might even see some demos coming out, try and use that player advantage. But, I see the scrim chat in the Discord, it gets a few messages every day, so it's good to see these players wanting to practice and hone their skills as a team. And it's definitely something you like to see. And you know, maybe some rosters moving forward. Got to see who's going to be dominant moving into the playoffs.
Absolutely. Well, that's the big thing I wanted to ask on that one particularly. Is there, do you find there is a bit of a meta that forms between the teams as the competition goes forward, or with your experience actually playing in the tournaments before?
Well, yeah, so when we were playing, when my school was playing, we did not practice one bit. We could barely get 3 players on a weekend to play. So we did a little bit of, had to carry them a little bit. But one thing we found that worked particularly well was the demo play. You know, big meta currently in Rocket League is getting that demo off, take that player off the pitch for 3 seconds, and use that player advantage to really get something going for your team. The pass towards the midfield there coming a bit short, saved by Shadow Flare, but if we can see some demos come through, use that player advantage, and it could be the deciding factor.
Yeah, Acer's at this moment in time still trailing, but it seems they have stabilized after those 2 quick goals that came through from SBCC. Let's check and see now what might be the next play here, because even though they've stabilized, they still need to get themselves onto the board here. And as I say that, Shadow comes back in again. It seems that the defense did buckle. Duffel was waiting very patiently. A nice little play into that corner as well to force it up, and looks like Aces were not ready with that rebound back from that back corner.
Yeah, it is a great play from SBCC. They've got some of those, they've already, you can see that chemistry already. They do like a little pass, and that's when you know a team is really gelling together, when they could go for that shot, but instead they will go for that extra pass that really throws off the defense. Aces got a bit of wriggle room here, only 3-0 down. There's still plenty of time to work their way back into game number 1, but in this best of 3 you don't want to be having to get that reverse sweep. But you can see SPCC really putting the pressure on. It's an awkward backboard read, bit of a triple commit going on there, but Aces really giving up a bit of a lifeline there. No SBCC player lurking, but they might be able to clear their lines.
Yeah, you can see Shadowflare doing a good job as that 3rd man, but now has pushed him very forward. Looks for a little bit of a bump play, but doesn't get the hit. Doesn't really matter at the grand scheme of things. The ball goes way too high, and they're unable to capitalize on any play.
Scoopy Poopy really doing well to keep this ball in that offensive 3rd. Shadowflare getting a shot on target. Double commit again from SBCC. There's a few double commits. A Scoopy shot deflected at the near post, and the post really coming in clutch there for the side of Ace. For the side of SPCC, sorry, but...
Well, Aces are starting to show some real teeth now. Beforehand, it was, they seemed to basically be a bit of an older dog. Had to have that surgery from the vets when they take out all the teeth, and all of a sudden, bang! No longer are they gums. You can see there's a little bit of pressure now on the side of SBCC. As I say that, though, Shadow looking very dangerous as well as they're trying to get control. But now it's at the point where 3-0 behind, 1 minute to go. Probably going to be starting to think about that next match.
Yeah, you really got to look forward to that next match. All you can really do at this point is try and get that momentum going into game number 2. The SPCC team, they're going to try and put on as many as possible here, but they've got a quite an even match, it seems. Maybe SPCC really just coming out a bit red hot out of the gate, but there's still plenty of time for Aces to work their way back into this one. Maybe just get a goal or 2 going into game number 2 of the series.
So just from like a general view right now between these 2 teams, would you say it's relatively even, or it is actually pretty clear at this moment in time SBC is ahead? Not just because of the scoreline, but just in terms of that general play.
Oh, you can see SPCC using that backboard as the passer, Shadow. He's proving to be quite a mechanical player. Looking at these double taps. And at the moment, though, SPCC really came red hot out of the gates. Wouldn't put it. I think there's still signs of life for Aces here. They could work their way back in, but it will be SPCC taking game number 1.
Good to see there. Shadow, of course, looking like to be the MVP of the match. There's everyone jumping up and around. At this moment in time, hopefully we can see a little bit of stabilization come through. I'm not sure if you can actually see the ping there on the side there as well. Looks like maybe there was a bit of stress there for Pope Francis. Hopefully he can start to recover as well and get to a point that he's going to be in a good spot and actually be able to not be that, a bit of that player that's actually one behind. But he did have some really good moments there, so I feel like maybe things, aren't that bad for them considering.
Definitely. We're moving pretty quickly back into game number 2. SPCC with the game advantage taking out game number 1. But if Aces come right off out of the gate, maybe Pope Francis can stabilize his ping a little bit. It could be good signs here for Aces.
Yeah, well, trying to bring things back. can see Pope Francis trying to get that ball clear, but unable to make it happen. Then Shadow just jumps in through all the chaos. I mean, it's coming across. He just misses out on it. Shadow Flare also commits to that play. Scoopity does the exact same 3-man commit. The ball does not go clear, and that's a goal very quickly for SPCC.
Yeah, SPCC, they're definitely coming out red hot again, but it could be a bit of a kickoff goal here, a bit awkward on the goal line there, but Scoopity manages to get it clear. Actually, it was a bit of a backwards clear, but sometimes you need to get that pass back. We'll call that one confidence from the side of Ace, as they got the comms up there communicating. Scoopity trying to get a bit of a redirect as well. Shadow Flare was lurking, but it is going the way of SPCC at the moment.
And see now Shadow Flare has got some control, does pass it, Scoopity does flick it up in the air. Shadow wants to stop any form of a play from happening as well as Pone. Now it seems to be a bit of a footsie play in the middle of the field. A nice demo there, does knock out Pop Francis, but nothing has really been done with at this point in time, so he will recover and be back onto the field. Both players committing at this point in time to the ball. Shadow gets it into the center, but no one there ready to jump into it. RZA tries to make a play, but unfortunately doesn't hit the ball. Doubtful pushing it back into contention.
Yeah, here we have, he has boost in the tank, can maybe go for a bit of a solo play here, but Shadow Flare gets that one cleared out to a teammate. Scoopity Poopity, that's what you love to see when the pass out of defense, getting into an attacking position. It's great. It's a great sign of a team gelling is when they can find each other off those passes out of defense. Don't want to be booming the ball away and giving the possession back to the other team, but there's a bit of panic mechanics and scramble defense coming out at the near post, but Aces have held themselves in this game number 2, but the caster curse comes in and an awkward clear gives RZA possession, and he's able to score the second.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Unfortunately, Pope Francis just couldn't get that second flip once the ball did rebound off the backboard, and that does mean that a second goal will go the way of SPCC, just capitalizing off the error in that scenario. Nice little hit there from Scoopity Boopity. I think we would be commentating on this the entire time. Scoopity definitely has had some pretty good plays here, but the defense on the side of SPCC has been absolutely phenomenal. Look at Doubtful just holding that line.
And Shadow going for the flip reset almost, but it ends up just being a pass down to Boa. And a familiar scoreline, 3-0. Shadow looking to show off those solo play mechanics and the flip reset. Definitely one of the top players in the league, it seems. But there is still some signs of life for Aces. They've shown a bit more promise so far, but still a long way to go for them to work their way back into the series.
The hill's slowly growing into a mountain. I feel if there's any more goals here on the side of SBCC, I think we might be having a quick first round for today, but still has a chance for them to come back. I don't want to actually count out Aces just yet. You can see Doubtful doing a fantastic job holding the ball in. Everyone's jumping in. It is absolutely anarchy in that goal side there, but no one finds the goal. There seems to be a nice little play here on the side of Shadow now that brings it back, but I think he lost control and he just wasn't able to actually get the full control back into it. That was close. Of course, Doubtful was ready and waiting. I think he would have been able to defend it.
That shot from Aces might have just been the turning point in this series if it goes in, but Scoopity manages to get that one clear. It is a brutal format, the best of 3s. Not much time to figure out your opponent. When you move into the best of 5s or best of 7s, there's time to figure out your opponents. Take your time out, think about what works, but you're straight back in this format. And I love it. It really gets players on their toes and shows who the better teams are. Shadow has a bit of work to do, but clears that one on the front post. But Ace is still looking to push their way through this series and maybe try and bring it back, but only a minute 40 on the clock, and Shadow might add another one, but Scoopity gets that one clear off the goal line. Signs of life for Aces, but it might be too little too late.
Yeah, they're trying to actually put that aggressive in now. Like, you can see maybe they perhaps finally worked out all of the shakes. Does happen from time to time in a tournament setting. You think normally you're good when you jump into it, do a couple of skirmishes beforehand, but sure enough, when you do actually jump into a tournament setting, something just ticks over. The nerves comes in and you need to just shake it out, play it out a few more times. I think, like you said, you need to be warm coming into it, and unfortunately wasn't the case. But finally, we do get a goal coming on through. Pope Francis able to get it off that backboard. A nice little tap on the side there. You see Doubtful was trying to make it happen, but Pope Francis was ready and waiting and puts that goal behind the line. Maybe a comeback is possible.
Might just be a consolation goal, but Pope Francis gets them on the board. That's the important thing. And could be a snowballing effect now. It was a great punish from Pope Francis there. Punishing a mistake, but a double commit. Aces might be able to get their counter attack on, but the boost still from Shadow. Shadow really proving to be that top performing player for SPCC.
That was brutal. You can tell it was like, all right, I'll just reposition slightly, get the boost. Shadow's like, laters, my boost, out of here. Takes it and runs straight away. Ball going a bit dangerous there, but a nice return there. Two-man commit on the defense as well. Ball coming in, Pope Francis ready for the control. Nice little hit there. That might actually go in, and it just misses. Never mind. Pope Francis with the self-assist on the side there, managing to come back directly afterwards. You can see he comes around. He's like, oh, where is it going to go? And he's ready and waiting. 30 seconds. We could go to overtime.
Pope Francis with the step up of the century when his team needed it most. Gets two back in not even a minute so far, and the kickoff going in their favor. Aces can't count them out, but Bowler's going to keep this one in the air with the air dribble and trying to kill off as much time as possible, but there's plenty of boost in the tank for Pope Francis. He could give them just that goal that they need to force the overtime, but Shadow's going to be stepping up with Rizza and Boa to try and keep it at 2-3. The clock dies down, so too do the chances of Aces getting back in. They have one more bite at the apple, but the bounce might just be brutal. Might bounce off the corner and stay up, but it is killed. SPCC take it in a 2-0 sweep.
SBC understood what the assignment was there once it was 2-3. We've got 30 seconds left. Slow down the play, keep it nice and high, make it so there's no real chance at this moment in time for Aces to come back in and finally capitalize off their good play there. Although, when you look at this, and especially when I'm leading as well on your experience as a player in these tournaments, how do you feel about that for Aces? What's their way to sort of bounce back going forward?
I think Aces just needed that warm-up game to really get them going. Maybe they did have a warm-up scrim before. When I played, we did not warm up at all. I did stream my matches, but I was warming up in free play basically the whole time. I was also a very nervous player, and it did look like Aces did crumble a little bit under those nerves. Maybe just the shaky hands, but I feel like they will bounce back. Still probably one of the top teams. I'm actually not 100% sure on the standings, but Aces still could make plays towards that playoffs. For SPCC, definitely one of the top teams to look out for.
Absolutely, could not agree more on that one there. Well, we do need to get the next match up and sorted as well. So that being said, guys, we'll be moving to just a quick 5-minute break, and then we should be back with some more Rocket League action.
Hello and welcome back. We are back after a bit of a longer break than expected, but we are pretty much ready with the second match up today, and we'll be getting underway very, very shortly.
Yeah, absolutely. We do have YVG Watermelon up against Emmanuel Gold. So hopefully these guys do have the, I guess you could say, themselves prepared, ready to jump into that action. I will let them know, you know what, if you guys are ready, join the teams, jump into that. We'll get the matches up and running so we can jump in and get that play go. Now, have you had a chance to look at some of these guys before? I have seen YVG and Emmanuel Gold play before. Definitely some pretty impressive stuff there as well. But of course, it is, you know, high school league. Formal last week was still just a little bit, I feel just a little bit, okay, critical in terms of the gameplay. But how do you know, in terms of how everyone's been shaping up, I feel like we do have some pretty good players in terms of what's coming into for the high school leagues.
I actually recognize someone on this team. Very vaguely recognize. Hi again, it's M. I think hi again, it's me. Hi again. We'll just say hi again. I actually recognize him. I've seen him around. He's also rocking a very nice decal. I might be a little bit biased in saying that the Ground Zero Gaming decal. Maybe it's paying off the decal difference as they are, YPG Watermelon are able to get the first goal here, assisted by hi again, it's me. It's hi again.
Yeah. Nice little hit on the side there as well. Will be the Phoenix coming out just to spread its wings. And probably a really good start here as well for YVG Watermelon, trying to make things work. This high again. Does a nice little hit up in the air. Hayes will stop any real play from coming off the back there to stop actually making sure there's not going to be a backboard tap. But Cairo says, you know what, in the danger zone, let me just push that button, and that's going to be a ball in the back of the net.
That's his second in 23 seconds. He's putting him, they come in thick and fast, and the defensive rotation a little bit slow from Emmanuel Gold there. They couldn't quite get back in time, and they were isolated in that net, but YVG Watermelon, they're coming through thick and fast, and it's a very strong kickoff, almost going straight in the net.
That would have been so unfortunate if it did happen. Cairo looking for the little bit of control there, but Lord Frederick says, no, none of that. No more goals for you in this scenario here, and we'll try to push it in through that back corner. Isn't going to have anything come out of it. 3ZGG does clear it out of their side of the half and pushes it back into their opponent's side.
He's going to look to try and convert this one. The panic mechanics are coming out from both teams here. Hi again is going to try and look for those bumps in the net. That's 3ZZ trying to get that one again to what seems to be Hi again, one of their top players, and a great save. Great positioning there from both teams here. And maybe it seems like the goals have stopped a little bit. Maybe both teams are getting nice and organized, getting into that rhythm, getting into that rotation. Hayes now going to try a bit of a solo play here. Looking for the sidewall. Has the double tab lined up, but no one in the middle to try and convert that chance.
Yeah, the fundamentals definitely seems to be there at this moment in time. You can see the team saying, yep, I'm pushing out now. Sweet, I'll move into that third man position. This does allow them to sort of keep that defenses in place. So like you said, good positioning on both sides and good communication. Goals are definitely stopped now as well for YVG. Looks like Emmanuel have managed to shake off their initial, I could say, bundle of nerves as from before. Hi again, doing a nice little play here. He is trying to control a little Joe. We'll do a nice little tap back and say, you know what, you're not going to get a nice little hit there. But it is a strong strike from Cario. Of course, defense is in place now for Emmanuel, and they will not get the goal. But that looks a bit like it shouldn't go in. Moments went in. Oh, Frederick comes in from the fumble, coming across from YVG, and we have a game.
Couple of whiffs coming out there from YVG Watermelon. Not too sure what was going on. Maybe High again expected that second touch there from Hayes to put it a little bit higher, but the misread, and it's really given Emmanuel Gold to Watermelon. It's given them a light. Well, I'm lost. Those whiffs have really caused me to lose my train of thought. They've been given a lifeline.
It was just so bad, I can't commentate anymore.
It was given them.
Just like put on your sunglasses and you wrap your cloak around and just walk off into the distance.
They've really been given a lifeline back into this game is what I was trying to say. And Hayes doing a good job of keeping it close. It's something I love to see. The teams that are able to keep it close and not just boom the ball straight out deep. Sometimes you got to just get that boom. But they're going to try and get some rhythm. And Lord Frederick with a shot. Denied by the corner. Hayes with the follow-up. Once again denied. But it seems like YVG Watermelon have to clear their lines. Bit of a physical affair here for both teams. Bump demos coming out. Another one. And the pressure is on here for Watermelon. They've got to hold their lines, but here come Emmanuel Gold.
Yeah, that gold coming through really seems to just brought a new life to Emmanuel Gold, who have been much more offensive here. And on the other side, they started off so strong. Actually looking a little bit shaky now is the side of YVG Watermelon. I could see 3 members before not really being too proactive in the play. Hopefully they can shake out whatever nerves they've managed to accumulate when that gold did come through. But YVG wants to make it happen. Nice save from It's Hayes as well. You can see both these players, or both these teams, actually becoming a bit sharper as time goes on.
Definitely a great rotation coming out from Watermelon. They are very comfortable in their rotation. They're able to call off a cut and say, I'm going to go here. They're very comfortable as a team. Maybe they've been practicing. Not too sure, but they're definitely looking to be a strong team in this series. But they've come up against a pretty even opponent, so it has to be an unstoppable force. Tries to
immovable
move
object.
There you go.
Is that what you're saying?
Yep, that's definitely what I was trying to say.
When light and dark collide, who knows who will be the victor here. Kyra, though, with a nice double tap off the top there. Just impossible to actually defend unless you had 2 members with a nice big bump to keep Kyra off it. That was definitely well directed to the goal. And YVG now back in a commanding position.
Cario gets his hat-trick as well. Love to see it. This team's looking strong, but a kickoff does come in favour of Emmanuel Gold. And it could be a chance for them to get another one back. And it's awkwardly rolling across the post. What's the front of the goal?
Hayes. Carrier's had enough. Carrier was actually a little bit slow there, I can tell before, and that's what caused that bit of the damage, but now he's just like, I'm just knocking it out, and now it seems to be in the danger zone now for Emmanuel. Back into the middle of the field, though, when everything was all said and done. 20 seconds to go here, and it might be doors closed on this first match.
Definitely. I again going to try and just boom it to the other end of the field. They are less likely to score if it's on in their half, and it's not looking good, but a counter-attack all Emmanuel Gold can really look for here is just a bit of momentum, but I again just going to let that one die, and YVG take game number 1.
Yeah, nice little pickup from them there. They had those 2 early goals, which, to be honest, felt, again, just they had come in a little bit more warmed up on the side of Emmanuel Gold. They didn't actually have that chance. I know they've been playing the game beforehand, but sometimes there might be a little bit of a wait in between in order to make that happen as well. But should be good there. I think we just lost someone. Maybe they can make it back in time. We'll have to wait and see.
Might be a car change.
Hopefully
yep,
it's a car change.
I think it might be
Beautiful.
a car change. You know what, these players, these young guns, they're always about their placebo. They're in their own head a little bit. And, you know, maybe he just needed a car change. He did chuck a my bad in the chat. Maybe he didn't. We'll see what it was. If he's come in with a different car, then I'd be expecting 4 goals from high again, personally. But we'll jump straight back in game number 2. Emmanuel Gold still definitely have what it takes to bring it back, though.
All right, let me know. Give me this placebo effect when it comes to cards. Who's probably the worst defending player, probably in the pro leagues at this moment in time, and when it comes to needing a card change?
Honestly, anyone, all the 15-year-olds, they're all the worst. But I have noticed High again has got the car change. He's gone with a pretty popular design at the moment, popularized by, I believe it was Astral at the recent major, and you'll be expecting him to pop off. He's got a very, it's not for me this design, if I'm being 100%, but
what's your favorite car then?
My favorite car, honestly, it changes because sometimes it's heavy, sometimes it's light. You never know.
Fair enough.
Chuck some titanium white reapers on them and I'll be perfectly fine.
Fair enough, just a little bit of extra bling and you're all good to go.
Yeah.
Cario, though, has a pretty dangerous position here. Does actually get a good pass in, but no one's ready to actually capitalize on it. Cario, annoyed about it, does get the demo onto Lord Frederick, who was the one who cleared it away. But now we do have what seems to be a much more competitive match right off the gate.
Emmanuel Gold already have the pressure going in their favor. They're trying to starve some boost, really trying to restrict that field position that YVG Watermelon are allowed. But High again, it seems the car change might be working. He's feeling himself in the air. He's got the mechanics and he's going to be looking for another goal here and try and get first blood in game number 2.
Yeah, the placebo is real. A lot of Frederick trying to get it into that center, but of course the defense is there for YVG. 3ZGG does pump it back. That's actually a pretty good hit, but once again saved by Lord Frederick, who's got some good control here, and I'm seeing two different teams.
Really is end-to-end stuff this time. But Carrier gonna snipe that bottom left-hand corner. Swift return to form. Looked like maybe YVG Watermelon, it took a bit too much time maybe in the break there. Maybe they just needed to go straight back in. They seem to cool off a bit, but they're red hot, ready to go again. And YVG doing extremely well to get the first goal, but Emmanuel Gold, I'm expecting a pretty quick reply here, and I'm thinking this one might go to an overtime. Pretty close so far.
Oh, Hayes took a bit too long there to make it happen. High I'm again is in position as the ball comes down from that pass. You can see Hayes did have the boost, was jumping up to actually get control, but just looking at how 3ZG popped it down, and then the capitalization from High again, it just manages to make it work. 3:20 to go on the timer to kneel the scoreline that now Emmanuel Gold needs to come back from.
Yeah, I'll take a bit of responsibility for that one. I think the caster curse came in, and that's what gave them another goal.
How many times have to tell you, Fernando? This is our first time commentating together, but caster curse is real.
I get in a lot of trouble when it comes to caster cursing, I'm not gonna lie. It's a very big problem. But I do still have faith that Emmanuel Gold will bring this one back. They just need to get a bit of their rotations back in the bump onto the Emmanuel Gold defender, really getting a bit problematic. There's no one home for the defense, but they're going to be able to at least force the 50, get this one clear. It's a little bit safe in their own corner, but the read from Carrier able to fix that one towards High again. He's pretty confident in the air. He's got the air rolls. He's really maneuvering himself nicely. Can he use it to help capitalize? But it might be a bit of an overcommit here from YVG.
Hayes is jumping in. We do have 3ZG back in position, but there was a bit of a play there on the side that actually blocked him out. Yeah, he gets the demo, but doesn't matter. That was the whole point. Actually, no, it was the demo that actually stopped the defense from happening in the end there. And that was an excellent return play by Emmanuel Gold.
That is a textbook 2-on-1 play from Emmanuel Gold there. One player on the ball, one player going for the demo. It's just an opener. It's over. They've well and truly worked their way back into game number 2 and hopefully get them work their way back into the series. Force game number 3. Get that reverse sweep. I'm looking for another one, but the flick doesn't quite get the power he was looking for. But who knows? Maybe they can get a bit of pressure. They've got control here. Keep it close. Ball is
control was there, but control was lost. It's Hayes now looking to get something back. 3ZG knocks it back into the center using the corner wall, but 3ZG making it work. Nice little hit there. Understood, knew exactly where the ball was going to go. Just spins right back around.
I love this position. Yeah. 3ZG. He does an exceptional job of coming in when most players might just rotate out. He cuts back in. And none of the defenders from Emmanuel Gold are actually going to see that cut back in. They're not expecting the shot. It just comes straight back in. They do an exceptional job and give the lead, a bit more of a comfortable lead, 2-goal buffer for YVG.
It's a bit of a repeat of the game from, or the last match we just saw beforehand as well. Although this time around, I feel like that both teams just managed to jump up, and 3ZG comes in good again off the demo of Cario here. Now we're talking about textbook plays. Love of this little slide here. You can see there, gets that play there, makes it happen. No one can come back to the defense directly afterwards. And you're down to 2 members, and they're just able to flick it in afterwards. And a lot of commits there as well from all the players, but of course it is going to be YVG on top.
The car change, paying dividends. Perhaps for High again. He's really facilitating some of these plays. He's confident in the air. He's really getting it all going. It's great to see as he's up there. He's already up. He's pre-jumping some of these plays, really keeping it in the attacking third here. Lord Frederick going to try and step up for his team here. Minute 10. Their series life is on the line here. They do have to get 3 goals in a minute. Stranger things have happened, but I feel like YVG have come out on top so far.
Yeah, it looks like it will be that case once again. I mean, looking at that scoreline, 4-1, 54 seconds left on the clock. As I say that now, 50, another demo as well. It seems that YVG now is getting a little bit there, or a little bit onto it. Look at all of those demos, all the members off. That's such an easy goal off the side there. And you can see there's just now a different YVG in this later stages of this match.
They've really come to fruition at the later stage of this game. They're really nailing home these goals now. 3ZZ YVGG, managing to complete his hat trick, definitely earning that MVP title so far. And the team from Emmanuel Gold, they're really just panicking at the moment. They're trying to get these goals back. They will find the top right-hand corner. Clinical shot there from Hayes, but it might be too little too late. 3 goals in 30 seconds, sorry. It might just be a little bit too much to ask for.
Crazier things have happened, not just in Rocket League, but in life in general. So who knows, 32 seconds, 3 goals. That seems to be the ask that we need from Emmanuel Gold to bring it into overtime. But Kai, again, just goes for the demo and says, you can't score goals if you're destroyed. But Little Tojo says, yes, I can. Brings it back, 24 seconds, 3 goals on the line. Maybe they can do it.
That demo from High again might just be what's given Emmanuel Gold their way back into the series. Instead of rotating back, he tried to keep the pressure on, tried to get that demo to mess with the rotation of Emmanuel Gold, but it actually went the other way and just left an open net. 20 seconds now for 2 goals. It's beginning to look a lot more possible.
See how they can make this work. Kario now just bringing it back, looking more for control here. And again, this assignment has been understood. Just don't get the ball into the hands of Emmanuel, or make it pretty easy in terms of what sort of decisions you're going to make for those shots. And that will bring it up. And Hayes wants to try and keep it in the air, but at that point, it's just not going to be possible to bring the game back. And YVG will be our winners for this round.
Strong showing from YVG. They've done exceptionally well. They complete the sweep, and it was a very strong performance, particularly High again and 3ZZGs. Very strong showing all up. YVG definitely one of the top teams in the competition, and they've come out on top here, and it was a strong display, but I think they're going to be one of the favorites going into the playoffs.
Definitely looking forward to see more from YVG and what they're able to pull out there. That being said, though, there are still other teams in the tournament. Of course, we got another round coming up. It's going to be SPCC Light up against MGSR. So please do not go anywhere, guys. We'll have some more Rocket League action to close out the day.
Hello, everybody. We are back after that break. We will be jumping into our third and final match very, very shortly. A couple of familiar faces from game number 1 of this stream, and we will be jumping in shortly. And Mendrix, sorry. I'm keen. Take this one away. Nearly got you confused.
You know what? It's fair. It's fair. So I'll give you just a quick thing on that though, while we do wait for the guys to jump into the teams and get this up and rolling. Yeah, my name is actually from Guitar Hero. So,
okay, so I was close.
So you were close, yeah. I was like, oh, what's a good name? Hendrix. And then my last name is Mendrix. Oh, no, my last name's not Mendrix, it's Mendez. So I thought, put them together. What do you get? Mendrix. So that's since then that's been my gamer tag.
Well, I'm glad that it wasn't too much of an insult that I got your name mixed up, but we have SPCC Light and Tangy back, and MGSRL. Couple of familiar faces, obviously on the side of SPCC, but I do recognize Fergo from MGSRL. He is a pretty top tier player. Bubble scene has
Bit of a close friend, isn't he?
Bit of a friend of mine, yeah. We've competed together. I'm expecting some very big things from him, and I expect he will be one of the top performers this game. He might be a bit of an IGL role, taking on that leader, trying to bring up his friends that he's picked up from school into this team. So it'll be great to see how he performs and how he's brought together this team.
That's good to see as well. Critic jumping on the side there will knock it back down. Fergo putting it back into that right-hand corner, perhaps not getting the bounce of the rebound that he wanted particularly, so he's going to try it again, but Doubtful's going to make sure that Fergo does not get what he wishes. Brilliance now in return, trying to get something up the back as well, and recent players will now look to control the ball.
Yeah, that's the thing. Fergo, he might want to have to carry his team, but you can't just 1v3 in Rocket League. No matter how hard you try. Trust me, I've tried to 1v3. It's not possible. You do have to bring up your players, and they will help bring you up as a collective. But you can see he's doing well at keeping it close down this right-hand wall. Going to try and put that one into the midfield, but it is cleared. Brilliance. Going to try and find Critic as well, and the passing plays are already coming out strong for MGSRL, and it's a strong start. Could be in for quite the series.
I do like it as well. These teams very even for the time being. You can see there's a bit of chaos there. Demo as well from Critic to take down a Shadow. That does mean that Shad is going to be knocked off. Fergo now putting it back in. Didn't get perhaps the control they wanted, but it was exactly what Critic needed, and did just knock that right in. It is going to be the pass from Fergo here. The Critic in position just jumps up, and no real chance here for our SPCC tie to actually take into control. This is definitely looking like it's going to be a great match.
Yeah, Melbourne Grammar doing extremely well to find each other off these passes. Really get that.
Metatone Grammar.
Oh, Metatone, sorry.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Metatone Grammar, sorry.
Metatone.
We were saying Melbourne Grammar last week, and they're like, guys, that's not our school.
I apologize. First time doing the schools thing, but Fergo once again with another pass. This one cut out by Doubtful Boa. That's an adaptation I expect to see from SPCC. They will be trying to cut out those passes, really trying to get these plays disbanded before anything really occurs. Fergo trying to dish that one in. Critic is there for his double, and he'll slot that one home off the pass from Fergo.
I mean, you were talking about the idea that you can't 1v3, you need to work together as a team, and the combination right now with Fergo and Critic just seems to be lethal against Mentone Grano at the moment. They need to find a solution to this combination play.
Yeah, it's definitely a strong combo. It seems maybe they've been putting in the hours together, and it seems that Brilliance is just there to round out this roster. We could be seeing one of the top performing schools here. Fergo has a flip reset, but is just going to leave it for Brilliance. Looking for the double tap, finds the angle, denied by the crossbar, but it was just an extra pass to Fergo, who slots that one home for 3.
You're talking about that idea of Brilliance absolutely rounding this out, and I think he's doing a bit more than that. Just look at that pass. Fergo just needs to tap it in. Absolutely no chance there as well. So I'm feeling a little bit bad here for MGRS this moment in time, because man, it just seems to be a really good control play coming across here.
Yeah, very strong from MGSRL. They are one of the top teams. I can already tell coming into this competition.
Like they're insane. I'm feeling bad for SBCC. Sorry, I think I mixed them up there just for a second. But of course, really amazing play off the back, because you can just see the aerial plays is something that SPCC can't really handle at this moment in time.
Something that shows how confident they are. They're willing to use that boost, go up into a bit of a compromising position if they get caught out. Fogo might actually get caught out here, but Brilliance with the save. And they're willing to use that boost, use those resources, get some aerial solo plays going. They're confident. They're going to try and go to the air where they thrive. Critic now, just booming at this one, trying to get some space, trying to get that boost advantage, and maybe trying to get some pressure going for the side of MGS.
Yeah, you can see they are playing it pretty well off its back end as well. Now, as you can see, they've got some control, which is nice, but that 3-0 goal line probably beginning to wear on the minds for SPCC at this moment in time. Looks like if they'll be able to bring something back. I feel like you can see they're actually all moving quite, or actually are sitting quite well back at this moment in time, giving a lot of space here for MGSR, which is probably helping out that goal line.
Afraid of demos there. Can be left in a bit of a 2-on-2, but Fogo, I know he's a 2s player, and Brilliance denied at the near post. Fogo is going to be able to turn on that one. Has plenty of boost to work with, but going to be left for Critic with the ceiling shot, and it is a bit of an awkward own goal. Critic definitely given that one, but it is a very awkward one for the side of SPCC.
Yeah, that's just tough there. I mean, look at that. Hits it, and you can see Riz is trying to make the play there. I wouldn't call that an unforced error. That was 100% a forced error. Very nice shot there coming through from the down play.
Not much you can really do. Sometimes you just a deer in the headlights, just rooted to the spot. Brilliance now. He's showing off the mechanics. He's keeping it close, getting some wave dashes in and everything. He's feeling confident, but the flashy stuff doesn't matter when there's only one person back who's been demoed. Fogo unfortunately cops a demo there, but SPCC, they have signs of life.
And Doubtful Boa hasn't really been one of those players that definitely is showing themselves as a little bit more of a standout in comparison. The defense is there in that third man play, really picks their opportunities well when it comes to those offensive counter-attacks, and has managed to put SPCC on the board.
Yeah, there's definitely plenty of time for them to work their way back into the series. It is only best of 3, so they're going to have to do it ASAP in game number 2. But maybe just another goal might just be all the momentum that they need, and prove that these giants of the AEL high school competition do, in fact, they can bleed and they can be knocked down. But the pre-jump from Critic, they're confident, might even try and find a double tap Virgo shot tonight at the front post. But so far, it has been all MGS RL.
Can't see now, it's going to be putting it right on down there. Keeping it in the air, just trying to get one more extra goal if possible. And it looks like it will be one more coming down the line here. Virgo will be the one to edge that in. MGSR looking very strong.
Yeah, definitely a bit of salt in the wound there. But it will go the way of MGSR. They've done extremely well. Game number 1, they came red hot out of the gates, but it's quite funny seeing the dynamic. SPCC, they were quite strong in the first series on stream, and they were very strong there, getting a sweep, but now they're on the cusp of getting swept themselves. Virgo, Critic, and Brilliance definitely living up to his name.
Oh, absolutely. And this is something that I really like you said before, it was just a really strong combination from Critic and Virgo initially. Brilliance was quite happy to sit back in that third man position and once again come in when appropriate. That was the real kicker there. And you can just see that the side here from MGSR really do understand what they need to do in every single situation.
Yeah, definitely. Virgo has that competitive experience, and even Critic rocking his Grand Champion title, looking toward that top 1%, and they're in a high school competition. Virgo trying to find the flip reset, but you can just see the confidence, the mechanics, the game sense is all paying dividends now. And that competitive experience is really forcing triple commits, and it is all MGS RL so far. Virgo scores first.
Yeah, you called it immediately. When I saw all 3 members from SPCC going in for that defensive play there, you can see I had a little bit of a, ooh, maybe that's a bit too much, guys. Maybe you shouldn't be throwing that much manpower at one ball. And immediately, about, I'd say 10 seconds afterwards, it is going to be a conversion coming through from MGSR. Really fantastic play here. Brilliance now, once again, trying to get the ball up into the air. There is a plays also in defense. 3 members, once again, relatively committing to the ball, but they do split out appropriately this time and seems to have some form of a counter-attack coming through.
Like what Fogo's doing here, he's taking it backwards, just keeping it close. He's giving his team some time to recover. and it's something that they need here. I mean, we've seen Shadow step up before. Need to see him step back this time and see Critic find the passing here. They're passing out of defense, they're keeping it close. I don't think about that time, but it's definitely looking one-sided for MGS at the moment. Okay, trying to this one into the midfield, brilliant. Stick a double twin here, but Critic does have some boost in the tank, a bit of space. Not trying to look for an infield pass, but beats out one, and it's going to be Rizza who clears.
It doesn't really have the pepper that he needed behind that initial pass there to make it work. Demo coming on through will knock Rizza plays out for the time being. Seems to be a little bit of a reformation now in terms of how they want to aggressively play. Fogo bringing it in. It will be Shadow there to actually knock it back out and actually stop any dangerous play happening. And now I'm starting to see a bit more of a controlled play coming across here from our SBCC side.
Yeah, they're going to try and bring this one back. It's only within one at the moment. Very workable, but Fogo's looking pretty confident. He's looking for these double taps through with the whole team.
Brilliant.
And Fogo, he's feeling it at the moment. He's saving his own teammate shots just to pass it back into the midfield and really share the love around.
That was just like, he actually brings it in. It's really nice. That's actually a 3-man push as well. So a very big amount of confidence here coming from MGSR to actually commit to that play, actually get the conversion as well, because if it had gone sideways, there would have been a very strong counterattack coming across here from SBCC. So again, just showing that confidence that they're going to be able to convert when they do bring the 3 men behind that one ball.
You have to convert those, otherwise, like you said, there is trouble brewing when the ball slowly rolls into your own net. 2-0 to the boys in orange. MGSR doing extremely well. You can see close, just trying to kill as much time on the block. Virgo though, he's going to want more. He's going to look for another one. And you can see the team of MGSR, they've really gelled together here. They're using each other to clear the ball. They're passing efficiently. A couple of double commits here and there, but that's to be expected. You know, great minds think alike, making this both. I think it's a good time to go, but Virgo now has space. It's a bit of an awkward
does
one.
bring it up. Yeah, brings it up, but isn't able to keep it up. That's the unfortunate part there. Wants to keep that ball nice and high. Now Brilliant's trying to do a bit of a Fogo play, but once again, will just pinch the top of that ceiling and actually stop it happening. But that's a solid strike from Fogo. I thought they were just playing around up there, but in reality, they're actually just lining it up for some good hits here. And Fogo, understanding the assignment, understands where that angle needs to go, and it is a nice curve straight into the back of the net.
It's a brilliant shot. Great read from Virgo there. Has that awareness of the field. Knows that he has the free shot. No one there able to get in time to save that shot from SPCC. Virgo just sniped that bottom left-hand corner. He's looking for another one, but Bo is able to put that one onto his own backboard. The passing plays connecting again. Denied by the crossbar this time, and that 4th man for SPCC really coming in clutch, it seems.
So it was me trying to pass that ball. That was just me just accidentally knocking the ball backwards. But Critic's like, no, I meant to do that. And you can see he meant to do that as well. Critic once again back in control of the ball. We'll actually go for a bit of a dribble play into the corner here. Shadow now trying to get it out of the area if possible. Doubtful says we need to just get it away from the net. Brilliant says, no, but this is where we like it to be. We'll knock it right back into position. Rizza now once again control, but Fogo is just not letting that happen.
The ball is constantly in this zone of uncertainty, just in front of that 6-yard box. It is very awkward for SPCC to get this one clear. And you can see Fogo, Critic, and Brilliance really breaking down the defense here. They're going to try and force an error, but Fogo maintains possession brilliantly here. And all SPCC can do is clear their lines and boom it straight back to MGSRL.
Yeah, very good shot there coming across there, but unable to convert. Really good saving coming across here from the side of MGSR. Not only do they have the attack, but they have the defense. And as you can see, they're going in for one more big hit. Their Brilliance didn't actually commit in the scenario, was actually playing the 3rd man role properly. As we can see here, buying some time now for the rest of MGSR to get themselves back in position and back into the attack.
Flip reset from Critic as well. Tried to find that bottom right-hand corner, but unable to do so, to block out, and it's going to be an infield pass towards Fogo. Goes a bit up rather than straight towards the goal, trying to style on. They just didn't quite get the touches on the ball, but now Critic has a bit of time and space on the ball here. Just trying to play this one towards that box, trying to just get another one, but it is all over. 3-0, maybe a consolation goal, but the awkward team bump. It sort of sums up the struggles of SPCC in this series.
Yeah, it will be over now that the ball has hit the ground there. Fergo once again going to be the MVP and definitely showing their stuff there. I mean, when I look at SBCC, all their previous matches on stream have been pretty good. You can see they actually won their first one today when they were on the big screen, but MGSR just seem to be a different caliber at the moment.
Definitely. They came out strong, had a very strong mechanical team, well put together, chemistry, everything was there for MGSRL, and they complete the sweep 2-0 on SPC Light and Tangy, but I think I've decided that they are the favorites going into the playoffs.
You put it in, it's not just because Fergo's on there, right? It's not just
no, not just because, okay, he plays a bit of a part, but my personal bias aside, and the fact that I know Fergo is a strong mechanical player, he's done exceptionally well, and he's not just the one trying to solo carry. That team's well put together, and they've clearly put in the hours, or they just know how to play really well as a team.
Oh, very illustrated indeed. Well, that being said, I believe that's everything from today. Correct me. Are you going to correct me if I'm wrong, Fernando?
I think we just need to call out our amazing sponsors one more time. They have
absolutely.
They do an exceptional job in providing for the AEL and keeping these grassroots competitions up afloat and giving these high schoolers a vessel to show off their talent.
Definitely, and that's also going to be Acer Australia, the presenting partner of the High School Summer Series, who provide PC technology solutions for all schooling needs in the classroom and at home. Predator Gaming, the gaming PC partner, who provide the high-end gaming-focused PC solutions in both laptop and desktop formats, powered by Intel. AOC Monitors, the gaming monitor partner, who provides the best in-class monitor solutions for gaming and all other needs. And Game on Cancer, the charity of choice for AEL, who fund the much-needed cancer research projects, with the AEL donating a portion of all student fees to this life-saving cause. If you'd like to donate as well, please head to the AEL's Tiltify campaign page.
Lovely from our sponsors, very much appreciated. But I think that is it. I've been Fernando. You can find my Twitter down there if you do want to chuck a follow. Plenty of awesome banger tweets, and Mendrix has been an absolute pleasure.
I've been loving it the entire time. I'm looking forward to hearing more of your stories, Fernando.
Oh, maybe there'll be plenty more. My playoff stories in the AEL, they have been. I had it. Oh, I don't even want to talk about it. Sometimes
a few bangers.
It keeps me up at night sometimes when what I've had to go through. But these things happen, and hopefully these teams had a better playoffs journey than I will have to.
Exactly. Well, with that being said, they still have a journey of less ahead of them as well. So, maybe your journey may be over now, Fernando. I'm not saying that. Of course, you've got your own journey there. But we are going to be looking forward to the rest of the journey of this competition here. So please, guys, do join us next week.
Thank you all for hanging out, and we will see you hopefully next time for our playoffs and more AEL tournaments in the future. Thank you, everybody, and we'll see you later.